Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
We are back. We're back. You're not surprised though, are you? Not surprised. Why is it not showing my logo? Yeah, there's the logo. Let's change it. I'm going to put it to that one. I'm going to put it to that one. Yeah. I went to go do the 2 o'clock meeting. I pull up to the parking lot. My first indicator was there was only one car in the parking lot, and it was parked in the back. There were no cars. They closed for an all staff meeting for the day, but they did not let me know. We even had somebody. They showed up on the online one. They said they went to the in person. They still showed up online. So that's having multiple ways to reach people. You know, having meetings isn't about your convenience or what you think, honestly. What it comes down to, or what is the best ways that we can do these meetings so that newcomers can find us. That's what it is. That's what, and that's why I do hybrid meetings, is for those reasons. Well, what happens if it snows and the place closes down? We can have the meeting? Oh, yes, we can. Go right online and be the same people. Yeah. So I just know a lot. I hear people in in-person meetings. It's funny. I go to in-person meetings and I hear them cut down Zoom meetings, but I don't go to Zoom meetings and people cutting down in-person meetings. Huh. Interesting. And I get it. I understand. You want the good old days. You want we alcoholics crave the good old days. And I'm going to tell you something. They're the good old days for a reason. Okay. AA will be on Zoom forever now. It's unless the internet goes down or something else happens. That's what it'll be, and AA will conform to it. AA is supposed to be malleable. It's supposed to be there to meet other people where they are at, not decisions based on your convenience. So I would encourage a lot of these in-person meetings, start making them hybrid. Start making them hybrid. What's wrong? You scared? You a little scared? Well, I'll show you how to do it. Reach out to me. I'll show you. So, hey, Amber. How are you? Just got off work. So what the fuck's up, man? Yeah, they weren't there. And, I wrote him an email. I wasn't me. It was mostly, let's figure out a way to better communicate. If we come up with it's a human error. And I've been treated really, really, they've treated me pretty good for the most part. All right. Can't base the whole company off of just a few people. It's not cool. Welcome to Daily Trudge. I'm Dion. I'm your host. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching live or the rewatch. I'm sure there's better things I could be doing, but I'm doing this. That's right. Amber says modem to modem, bitches. Somebody's been reading the forward to the 4th edition. Let's go to it. I'm going to read the last paragraph of the forward to the 4th edition, which is page XXIV. I believe that would be page 24. While our literature has preserved the integrity of AA's message, sweeping changes in society as a whole are reflected in new customs and practices within the fellowship. Now, keep in mind, this book came out in 2001. That's when this book came out, 2001. Taking advantage of technological advances, for example. AA members with computers can participate in meetings online, sharing with fellow alcoholics across the country or around the world. In any meeting, anywhere, AA share experience, strength, and hope with each other in order to stay sober and help other alcoholics. Modem to modem or face to face, AA speak the language of the heart in all its power and simplicity. There it is. They even called it. Okay. Now my first recovery group was AOL. It was in 1994. I was 24 years old. Just built my first computer. Yes, I built it. It was a Radeon 386 with a 14.4 baud modem. Oh man, it was top of the line. Right? And these would work what was called flash groups. So what would happen, and that's the type of program that it was, okay? Not like flash mobs and stuff, okay? You go in and it updates like every 12 seconds. And then you have to scroll up if a lot of people have said something. And you had to have conversations in between spaces. So, yeah. I remember what some of the first games online where you got to participate with each other, play with each other online. Yeah. All right. So we're going to start on page 73. Went to page 75. It was what was read in the 2 o'clock meeting. We still had the 2 o'clock meeting. It still happened. And like I said, a person that showed up to the location logged in and let us know that they did go. So I appreciated that. So, all right. So I'm going to start on the first full paragraph on 73. More than most people, the alcoholic leads a double life. He is very much the actor. To the outer world, he presents his stage character. This is the one he likes his fellows to see. He wants to enjoy a certain reputation, but knows in his heart he doesn't deserve it. Do you know how many people I have heard say they didn't know I was drinking? I'm going to tell you something. Bullshit. They knew. You're kind of a dick. They didn't want to confront you. They were tired of it. They were already kind of tired of your shenanigans. They know, oh, you're an alcoholic. Okay, I'm telling you, they most likely know. But gosh, we want to keep that reputation, huh? Even when we get into AA, I'll hear people say things like, I was a functioning alcoholic. And I'm going to tell you something. According to the DSM, according to everything out there, that is what we would call an oxymoron. It does not fit. We tend to think that alcoholism means material possessions. Oh, I have 2 cars in the garage and, I go to work every day. Yeah, you go to work every day to support your fucking habit. Otherwise, all right. So we live a double life. We usually call this Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. We wear more than one mask. I did. And do you know how hard it was to keep track of what mask was I using in this situation? What was I using? And they just got confused. And then there comes the contradiction. And I know you heard this too. You heard it too. Why you always contradict yourself? You always contradict yourself. It's hard to keep track of those lies, isn't it? Yeah. The inconsistency is made worse by the things he does on sprees. Coming to his senses, he is revolted at certain episodes he vaguely remembers. These memories are a nightmare. He trembles to think someone might have observed him. As fast as he can, he pushes these memories far inside himself. He hopes they will never see the light of day. He is under constant fear and tension, and guess what? That makes for more drinking. In fact, that's how I would get rid of it. Nowadays, it's even more in our face. Pick up your phone. Okay, who did I call? Who did I text? What did I do last night? Dude, where's my car? Dude, where's my car? Why am I sleeping in my neighbor's backyard? What am I doing here? Somebody noticed. And nowadays, you can't go running around acting the fool in public without somebody pulling out a camera and putting your ass on social media. I find that extremely intrusive, by the way. I mean, it's the law, but people think a camera is some kind of weapon. Right. Anyway. Right. You have an appointment today. No, I canceled that. I canceled that. Right. Psychologists are inclined to agree. We have spent thousands of dollars for examinations. We know of but a few instances where we have given these doctors a fair break. And we didn't tell them the truth. This is why a lot of people in the program, when they come into the program, they are on meds and they are misdiagnosed and why they're acting crazier than they need to be. Not all the time, but I see it often. And it's because and then we want to blame the doctors. Well, you weren't even honest with the doctor. They're trying to figure out what's going on with you. They're only taking the facts and basing it off what you told them. I do not put that one on the doctor. Gosh, it's hard to help somebody who's lying through their fucking teeth all the time. And that includes a doctor. Doctor can't read your mind. They have to have certain information first before they can help you. Right? We have seldom told them the whole truth, any truth. I doubt you even gave them a part of it. Do you drink? Yeah, not often, here and there. Because you don't want to say, yeah, I'm drinking a 12-pack every day. Every day. Well, that might have something to do with it. Why don't we want to be honest? Because if we're honest, then we might have to do something about it. And we really don't want to do anything about it. We would rather sacrifice our own children than admit to a doctor that we are alcoholic. And that's stark facts in this area, man. Right? Unwilling to be honest with these sympathetic men, we were honest with no one else. Small wonder in the medical profession have a low opinion of alcoholics and their chances of recovery. And that's on us, man. That's why having another recovered alcoholic in the room is a great way to go. If you think somebody might have a drinking problem, I tell you now, I mean, sure, you know what? I can read the same pamphlet that the doctor is going to do. I can do the same checklist for you if you like. Hell, it's online, right? Maybe that's what we should add to grassroots. If you don't think you're an alcoholic yet, then fill out this questionnaire. Maybe you'll answer it for you. Huh. I think that's much better than, well, why don't you go out and try some controlled drinking? I will not say that to anyone. I've seen people go back out, try controlled drinking, and they died. It's happened. And I will not be a party to that. I know before it was something that they did a little bit rougher, and I understand why too, but just not something I'm willing to do. Now, no, it's not my fault that they went out and drank, but I'm supposed to be a person of trust, and you trusted me that I was giving you the right answer, and that answer killed you. Yeah, I'm gonna feel kind of fucking responsible for that. I am. So we must be entirely honest with somebody if we were expect to live long or happily in this world. Rightfully and naturally, we think well before we choose the person or persons to whom to take this intimate and confidential step. We're talking about the fifth step, right? Those of us belonging to religious denomination which require confessions must, and of course, will want to go to the properly appointed authority whose duty it is to receive it. Though we have no religious connection, we may still do well to talk to someone ordained by an established religion. We find that such a person is quick to see and understand our problem. Of course, we sometimes encounter people who do not understand alcoholics. I preferred somebody that understood and maybe made some of the bad choices like I did, right? Because I feel more in tune. I feel more in tune with them and I feel a little more comfortable. And then I also don't need to describe a lot of things like my alcoholism, my loneliness, my selfishness, right? Not only that, but if you can find a priest that's going to sit in with confession for you for the next 3 to 4 or 5 hours, remember that too. Fearless and thorough, man. Right. Now you get to choose who this is. Right. And I even tell my sponsees, I'm like, if you would rather do the fifth step with somebody else, go ahead, but no family members. We're not to do our fifth step with anybody that is on our fourth step. That's probably a good idea. Well, unless it's your sponsor, because that's a little different. If your sponsor's on your fourth step, well, that means they did a great job because you finished your fourth step. If we cannot or would rather not do this, we search our acquaintance for a closed mouth, understanding friend. Perhaps our doctor or psychologist will be this person. Again, remember hours, maybe. According to this, it wouldn't be hours. So maybe I'm doing mine a little, maybe I'm doing it differently. All right. It may be one of our own family. No. That's just not smart. That's what I would call lazy. You're going to leave things out. When I was a sales trainer, when I would get a sales job, they're like, okay, go to family and friends first. And why do they do that? Because they know that your friends and family are going to buy from you, most likely. Right? It's what we would call a slam dunk. I mean, it's basically a birthday present. Of course, your mom's going to switch over to AT&T because you're her son and she wants you to make the money and she trusts you, right? But here's the problem. When I pitch my sales pitch to family, I do them a disservice. I leave things out because I don't need them because I already know they're buying from me. So they do this because then you'll sign some people up and at least they got those 2 sales under their belt before you quit. That's why they do that. Okay. So I always instruct people, no, you stay away from family and friends. Go out there and do your job. Okay. Quit bugging your family and friends with all your fucking different sales shit. Leave them alone. Now, if you want to go practice your pitch with them, great. But I don't want you guys going out there. Oh, God, no. We're going to do some work. All right. Anyway. But we cannot disclose anything to our wives or our parents which will hurt them and make them unhappy. We have no right to save our own skin at another person's expense. Such parts of our story we tell to someone who will understand yet be affected. The rule is we must be hard on ourselves, but always considerate to others. Okay. You do not need to be hard on yourself. That's not what they're saying. They're not saying beat up on yourself. They're saying question this. It's a hard decision. Okay. So it's better to be harder on the decision of who's going to listen to it than to utilize somebody who would misunderstand or who you would affect. That's what they're trying to get to with that. Okay. That is what we would call proper English. What are the different masks alcoholics wear? Let me turn down the sound. All right. Right. Oh, here's the first. Now, remember, these are masks. These are masks that we wear. So, alcoholics wear various masks and personas to hide their addiction and its effect, both from themselves. I would agree. Absolutely. I did it too. I didn't know I was doing it. These masks, it just says, okay. So, here's the first mask, the functioning alcoholic. Thank you, AI. AI finally got it right. Woo! Yay, AI making progress. The individual maintains a seemingly normal life, holding down jobs and relationships while struggling with addiction. It's a mask. It doesn't exist. The humorist, the class clown. Let me tell you something real quick. So, alcoholism, the only addiction that has something called the dysfunctional family, the only disease. None of the other addictions have this. It is a family addiction. See, alcoholism is a family disease. Does other addiction affect the whole family? Yes, it does. But this shit's like we're born with it. It's ingrained in our DNA, right? So when it comes to there's 4 types of children that come out of first one's the hero. That's usually the oldest. Then the scapegoat. This person will probably be an alcoholic. Then comes the lost child. The lost child usually becomes a codependent along with the hero. The last one is the clown, right? Now, the next mask is the humorist. It fits. It fits. All right. The mask is used to deflect serious conversations and avoiding confronting inner struggles. I'm going through this with somebody right now. They keep laughing at what is going on. I'm like, this is old behavior. Yeah, I know. And it's not funny. Right? The overachiever. This mask is used to mask feelings of inadequacy or low self-esteem through constant striving and accomplishment. All right. So I used to go out and I would do things like when I used to interview local bands. And I hung out like Summit Road Studios. It was a place I was invited to twice a month. And these were some very, very, very wealthy people. They thought I was wealthy too for some stupid fucking reason. That right there. I made it look that way. But to be honest, at the moment, I remember there were a couple times I went there. They were treating me like that. The power wasn't even on in my little fucking apartment. I couldn't even afford to pay it. I was running an electrical cord from outside inside just to keep the fridge going. All right. The martyr. This mask is used to garner attention and sympathy. Right. The control freak. The self-basher. The people pleaser. The isolationist. The social butterfly. The little princess. The time waster. The clown. And the fine mask. I'm fine. Look at all these different masks. Now, I'm not going to go into each one of them. You know what they are. You're an intelligent person. I know that you are because you're an alcoholic like me. And we alcoholics understand all of this. Yeah. All of that, all of those are masks. What are masks of addiction? That's kind of a mask of perfection, of resentment, martyrdom, or control to protect themselves. All right. Now, there's a lot of variables that go into these masks, right? Some of these masks were ways that I defended myself from, well, danger. From danger. Hey, I wasn't really that safe growing up. So I lived a good portion of my life in survival mode. And survival mode is about being malleable and being what you need to be at the moment so that you are safe in the situation that you are in. So I had to wear these masks. When I was 14 and went into group homes, I overheard somebody talking that had been in group homes for a little bit. And I heard them say this: be careful of the quiet ones. They're fucking crazy. So I went quiet and I put on my crazy fucking face, and everybody left me alone. They left me the fuck alone. I overheard that, so I became it. I'm like, oh, that's a great way to protect myself. Yeah. Right. You may not know this, but by nature, well, not anymore, but I was pretty shy growing up. I had to work on being extroverted. By nature, I'm a Virgo, and Virgos, we're extroverted, but we're more introverted than we are extroverted. Hey, it's funny. I'll hear things on Virgos. They're the silent scorn people. I'm like, no, I'm not. I run my fucking mouth. I don't know where you got that from. And every Virgo I know will give you their fucking opinion. Oh yeah, they will. Especially those born like 16 to the 23rd. Woo wait. Well, wait. Right. So there are other reasons why we do this. Now, today I don't have to wear any masks. I can just be Dion. Now, Dion's a few different things. Sometimes I'm in a good mood, sometimes in a bad mood. Those aren't masks, those are just circumstances and how I handle myself depending on what's going on. Yeah. So it's not a mask because I'm not being dishonest about what I am at the moment. And if I'm angry at the moment, then I act accordingly. Now I find myself every now and again getting back into that protection, right? So I used to have walls. I had these walls. Now I have boundaries. So walls meant that I had bricks stacked so high up that you ain't coming over. Now I have boundaries. There's not even anything there. That means that it's open. Okay. But if you get a little too close or you cross that boundary, that's when I start to say something. Hey, you're kind of casting a boundary here. Let's do this. Let's do that type of thing. Right. So, all right. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. That being Amber. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out and have a